Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Hall County Sports Television. I'm your host, Garry Glenn. Well, our springtime sports are getting into the postseason play now, and we begin this week's show by talking about soccer. East Hall's boys beat Jefferson 7-1 in the first round of the 8AA tournament, and that gets the Vikings into the state tournament. Julio Avila and Saul Lopez each scored a couple of goals for East Hall, and then they made the championship game, the Vikings did, in 8AA, as Lopez scored with less than 5 seconds left and a 1-0 win over East Jackson. And we bring to the show now Chris Horton, who is the head coach for the Vikings boys soccer team. And Chris, this is a big deal for you guys, isn't it? A milestone and well, maybe a couple of milestones for the soccer program.
Yes, sir. It's exciting for the school and everything, to have a chance to represent East Hall in the state tournament and have a chance to host a game in the state tournament, for the first time.
Well, you guys have got to be excited over there because, as you said, this is something that hasn't happened before.
The guys are just, playing as a team, excited about the opportunity and just taking one game at a time.
What do you think has been the key factor in this run at the playoffs, the chance at a possible region championship?
I think probably the biggest thing is just, as I say, playing as a team so much. It's not all about, one individual player. Our top three scorers are within a goal of each other, for example. Jefferson's game, we had 5 different people score in that game. That's probably an unusual thing for a high school team.
So you make the championship game on the goal with less than 5 seconds left. You guys must have gone nuts.
Yeah. It was pretty exciting, really exciting to see that happen.
Have you getting a lot of support? The student body kind of rallying behind you now on this thing?
Definitely. I'd say one of the biggest differences this season is just the amount of support from the students, staff, administration, everyone. Great support.
What's the makeup of the team, Chris? You got lots of seniors and juniors, or is it a young team?
It's really a lot of seniors and a lot of juniors, and then a mix of some young players too. But a lot of seniors and a lot of juniors on this team.
Well, then they've taken ownership of this team, haven't they? And that's got to be a key as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I would say probably, most people say who's a key player, and if I really came down to it, I've got a captain that's injured and has not able to play, Enrique Valencia, and to me, he's probably one of the most valuable players on the team, even though he's not out there contributing. He's contributing in other ways.
Well, you've got a game that'll be earlier this week. That'll be after that we have to tape this show. But but you're in the state tournament now,
yes,
and
sir.
Whatever happens in that, you're in the state tournament. You're going in as either a 1 or a 2 seed.
Yes, sir.
So a chance to host, as you say. What's going to be a key for you making a pretty deep run in the playoffs?
Well, hosting is important just because it gets you off on a little bit better foot in the beginning. We both know that in 2A soccer, it's tough. The top 10, 12, 15 teams in the state, in my opinion, can beat anybody on any given day if things go their way. So it's going to be just staying consistent, continuing to work together and work hard for that. We have a great opponent on Tuesday night with North Oconee. They're as good as anybody. So it'll be a challenge.
But you guys got to be playing with some confidence too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think a key game too was West Hall early in the year. We came back and scored real late in that game, and I think my guys have that belief that they can do it. We've won an overtime game in penalty kicks this season. All 5 guys scored on their penalty kicks. Everybody put it where they're supposed to. So those kinds of things definitely build confidence.
And defense has been pretty good too, apparently.
Oh yeah, defense has been good. We've scored a lot and been pretty selfish on giving up goals.
Chris Horton, thanks for coming in on the show, and good luck to the Vikings, all right, the rest of the way, whatever happens. In other soccer, Flowery Branch swept Cedar Shoals in a couple of shutouts, 9-0 girls and 4-0 boys. J.C. Ramey had the hat trick for the Lady Falcons, and Madeline McCarthy added 2 more. Lauren Dunn and Elizabeth Bachman got the shutout in goal. Now for the guys, Thomas Davis scored twice in the Branches win, and goalie Luis Terron had 9 saves for that blanking. Flowery Branch girls actually have dominated the region all season, with the exception of a mid-season loss to Heritage, their only loss of the season. And the Lady Falcons whacked Salem 10-0 at the Branch, clinching their second straight 8 Quad A crown. Lady Falcons ended the game early, the mercy rule kicking in as the final goal came with 18:54 left on the clock. Cassidy Elrod scored twice and set up 2 more goals, and J.C. Ramey also scored twice for the Lady Falcons. Now, the Johnson girls got a couple of goals from Bethany Johnson before the foul weather hit last week, and that delayed the completion of their game with Gainesville. The Lady Knights were able to hang on to that score the next day. The Gainesville boys had quite a battle with the Knights. When Johnson's Jonathan Mendoza hit one in on a free kick, it was the first time the Elephants had even been scored on in over a month. After an own goal tied it, Eduardo Espinosa of Gainesville scored with 13 minutes left for a 2-1 lead, and that stood up and kept the Red Elephants perfect in Region 8 AAA and clinched the regular season title for them. Gainesville's girls clinched the sub-region championship with a 4-0 win over Walnut Grove. Hartley Carter had a hat trick and goalie Rebecca Webster the shutout. The boys rolled on, but it was tough. Eduardo Espinosa had the only goal in the game in a 1-0 win. Edgar Espinosa and Juan Remis teamed up in goal for the shutout. Now, earlier this year on this show, we talked with the Gainesville girls coach Mark Wade about their outstanding season, and for this show, we dropped by GHS and had a brief chat with the Gainesville boys coach Rick Howard. With Coach Rick Howard at Gainesville High School now. Rick, first of all, congratulations on another fine season for the Red Elephants.
Very much. I appreciate that.
And the only loss of the year was to a 5A school who was ranked, Mill Creek, and kind of ran through the region. But at times, it was tough. And in fact, the one that's just this past weekend, only a 1-0 game, and you've probably had a couple of those kinds of squeakers over the season, right?
Oh yeah, we've had a very challenging region schedule. This is one of the best AAA regions in the state, not only because of the quality of competition, but it's also one of the bigger ones. So we ended up 12-0 in the region. So we had 12 region games where every region team, whose quality in the first place was up to play in Gainesville, and every game was a challenge for us. And I think the key to our success is every game the players rose up to the challenge. We have a very good group of kids this year. Very hardworking, very down to earth. They have not gotten big heads as of yet. Mm-hmm. But they've also really kept focus on their goals and what they wanted to achieve out of this season.
Well, you sort of addressed that when I was going to ask you the key to the season. And it has been one of those seasons where you score a lot in some games and some games you don't so much. So it has to be kind of a combination of offense and defense.
Well, I think the first thing is that defensively, we've constructed a very solid defense this year. Through the work of myself and my assistant coach, Ellie Viviant, and some other people, we've really come up with a pretty good defensive system that the players have adopted to. It's led basically in the back by Nathan Dillard, one of our seniors, and led in the midfield by Aiden Risen and Charlie Bryant. And we built very strong through the middle and worked on a great deal of teamwork. That is one thing that we're very good on in the back, is just how we defend as a team. Not just the back four defending, but all 10 field players working on defending to win the ball back. And I think that and the play of our senior goalkeeper, Edgar Espinosa, has been very, very key to not allowing goals. I'm from the school that good defense wins championships. Mm-hmm. And I think we have a very good defense as a team. And whenever you have a good defense, you got a chance.
But you've scored when you had to, Coach.
Oh yeah, we've spread around the goals a lot. Our leading scorer is Douglas Mejia, one of our center mids, but we also have Edgar Espinosa, Eduardo Espinosa, one of our forwards scoring a couple goals. Aiden Risen scored a couple goals from midfield. We've got our wings involved. We've really spread the goals around this year.
So to make a strong run in the playoffs, what's it going to take?
Well, number one, it's going to take focus. It's a long run. Our first playoff game is, not for 10 days, a week from this coming Friday. And then it's May, so it's going to be warming up. And, we're going to have the end of the school going on and focusing on academics. And we're going to have to keep focus. And we're also going to have to strive to get better. We've got a lot of things, a list of things that we've got to get better around. And the other thing is that got to have some luck. You got to have some luck in games, the ball bouncing our way, things like that. So it's just a combination of things that have to happen for us to get where we want to be, on May 18th.
All right, Rick. Thank you for your time. Good luck to the Red Elephants in the playoffs.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Well, spring football is in the air, and over at Riverside Military Academy, they got a new guy directing that. That story when we return.
There are moments in life that you wish would last forever. Dreams that really do come true. Treasures worth protecting. And a future to prepare for. Turner Wood & Smith is with you every step of the way. Established in the Gainesville area in 1905. Turner Wood & Smith has become Northeast Georgia's largest independent insurance agency by by offering professional service at competitive prices. Turner Wood & Smith, ensuring your future since 1905.
There are hundreds of options when choosing apparel or promotional items at J. Geyer Advertising and the Trophy Case. We're all about quality and competitive pricing. Sports items are in stock. Look for special pricing on Letterman jackets, corporate apparel, corporate gifts, and custom embroidery. All local high schools should check out the line of spirit wear and trophies. We're also offering custom screen printing available for any team sport. Be on the winning side when you choose J. Geyer Advertising and the Trophy Case, locally owned and operated at 250 Dawsonville Highway, Gainesville. Call 770-718-0062 or on the web at jgeyer.com and trophycaseltd.com.
We're back. I'm Garry Glenn, and this is Hall County Sports. Well, it's spring, and a young man's fancy turns to thoughts of football. Well, not all the way, but spring football practice for a lot of our schools, getting ready to get underway. And we want to take time now to tell you that Riverside Military Academy is going to be having a new football coach in charge of spring practice and will be on the sidelines for the 2012 season. Gary Downs is coming back to where he began his high school coaching career at Riverside in 2003. Where he served as the running back coach. Now from 04 to 06, he also served as offensive coordinator for the Eagles, and they won the 2005 GISA State Football Championship and played in the semifinals 3 times during that time. He's coached both football and track for the past 9 years with a brief stint as an Atlanta Falcons coaching intern, 1 season as running backs coach with the Amsterdam Admirals of NFL Europe. For the past 5 years, Gary's been the offensive coordinator and head coach of track and field at Mount Pisgah Christian School. He's one of the top 50 prep football players in the state of Georgia when he played high school football at Spencer High School. And he earned academic All-ACC honors and was an All-ACC selection as running back for NC State in 1993. Also, Gary was a special teams leader for the Atlanta Falcons during their 98 NFC Championship season, played 7 seasons with 3 different NFL teams, and retired in 2001. And he's now a high school coach. We welcome to the show now, Coach Gary Downs. Gary, thanks for taking time out.
Thank you, Gary.
Absolutely. Well, I got a fine name there already. I tell you, we spell it a little different, but that's all right. Now, tell me about the journey. You were at Riverside, went away for a little while, and now you're back.
Well, when I was at Riverside, I wasn't sold on whether high school football was where I was going to spend my whole career. And so I needed to make a decision, and I got an opportunity to go to NFL Europe.
What was that like? What was that like now?
Well, I was in Amsterdam for a little while, spent some time in Germany, but I was a coach, and I didn't have very much free time. We got at best 1 day off that I can remember the whole time I was there. It was a great experience. I got to coach a couple guys one guy that's with the Falcons now, a guy named Brent Grimes. He was on the team for a short period of time. A young man named Kevin McAlmont that plays for the Georgia Force. He was playing on that team during the year, so it was a great experience for me.
So from there?
Well, when I was gone, I was in Tampa. We had training camp in Tampa. Coach Doug Dixon called me and said that Mount Pisgah had made an offer for our staff to come down to Mount Pisgah and Johns Creek. Well, being I was away and I didn't know the new coaches who would be coming into Riverside, and I lived close to Johns Creek, I said, well, let's give it an opportunity. I'll talk further to you when I get back. When I was gone, basically until March, got back at the end of June. And so at the 1st of July, I walked over to Mount Pisgah and began coaching there. And I had to walk away from Riverside. When I got back, I did come back and say my goodbyes to my co-workers, but I moved on to Mount Pisgah.
So now you're back at Riverside, and when the job started being advertised, you said to yourself, let me take a look at that.
Not actually. I've been very content at Mount Pisgah. I've been the offensive coordinator, been the head track coach. The track team is doing very well. And basically, I was going on preparing for the next season, and I was starting track season, and I got a call from the commandant, called Doug, and asked whether it was okay for to speak with me.
Yeah.
And he asked me was I aware of the job opening, and I really wasn't because I wasn't searching. And he asked me to come up and have lunch. And to make a long story short, within a short 2-week span from that conversation, I was the next Riverside head football coach.
Well, Gary, you know that being at Riverside, the challenges are unique because of the fact of it is a military school, it's a private school, and many times you don't know who's going to be on the football team till the end of the summer rather than having your kids there working out for the whole summer like the other thing. So at least you're going into this with your eyes wide open.
Yes, you have to adapt as a coach at Riverside. Your time is short. You got to be very efficient. You got to be able to adapt to the schedule changes that Riverside has. Riverside has a stringent school schedule, and football is not king. You got the academics, you got the military department, and football and sports have to work around that sometime, and the coach has to be adaptable to that. And my father was in the military, and we moved around a lot. So I'm used to adapting. When I was in the NFL, I played running back, I played special teams, and to get on the field, I gained 20 pounds so I can play fullback. So I'm used to adapting to things, and people watching won't know any difference of what I had to go through to make it work. But I believe I can make it work.
Now, with all of these changes that are happening in the GHSA, public and private, and reclassification and all that kind of stuff, got a handle on all that yet?
This year, Riverside will be AA, so we won't have to deal with the public-private split when it comes to state championships.
Okay, well, I guess that's a plus, but the downside of that is that now you are in AA, and so the competition is going to be pretty stiff.
Yes, the single A region Riverside was in was a very tough single A region. The AA competition they're going to face is going to be tough as well, but the region is more favorable, let's say.
So are you going into this fairly confident?
I am. I mean, step by step.
No, the Geisa League was something, and the championship was nice and all that kind of stuff, but the GHSA, that's a different animal.
Well, when we went down to Mount Pisgah was in Georgia High School athletics. And we faced some of those same Geisa teams, and we had, let's say, at Riverside, we had better talent than we did at Mount Pisgah. And we did fair at Mount Pisgah. And we have more boys here at Riverside. So I'm pretty confident about what we might be able to do.
All right, Gary, listen, welcome back to the area. Good luck to the Eagles in the future, all right?
Well, thank you. Go Eagles.
Gary Downs, head football coach at Riverside Military Academy. We're back with more after these timeouts. You know, one of the sponsors that we've had on the show here for a long time, McKelvey Road United Methodist Church, and the pastor of McKelvey Road UMC is Rob Bruce. And Rob, first of all, thanks to the church for helping publicize in a positive light our local athletes here.
Gary, you're more than welcome. We enjoy supporting our local community, and this is one way of being able to do that, is to support our kids in their athletics and those in the county.
Now, one of the things we want to talk about here with you today, though, is the sermon series that you started on Easter Sunday morning.
Yeah, that's right. We started a sermon series on Easter morning about the resurrection because most people have a unrealistic idea of what resurrection is. Most people think it's resuscitation, but it's something entirely different than resuscitation, Gary.
And where are you going to take us with this?
Well, we'll be learning what resurrection means for our everyday lives, and I don't want to give too much of it away. I want to make this a bit of a tease so some folks will come and hear it.
All right. Thank you very much. Rob Bruce, McKelvey Road United Methodist Church. Rob, we'll see you in church on Sunday.
Thank you, Gary.
We're back. I'm Garry Glenn. This is Hall County Sports, and this is our baseball segment in Gainesville. Still unbeaten through last week as they rolled over Oconee County 16-9. Stephen Mason had a homer and 3 RBI. Hunter Anglin got the win, and Michael Geddes the save. Skylar Weber 2 for 5 with 3 RBI. Luke Moore 2 for 4 with 3 RBI. Another milestone for Gainesville's David Gonzalez last week as he struck out the 200th batter of his career. The Elephants clobbered Lumpkin County 10-0. Gonzalez struck out 9 total and giving up 3 hits, and he helped himself out at the plate with 2 hits and 2 RBI. Anglin also had a couple of knocks and 2 RBI. And Michael Geddes had a 3-run home run, and Mason 2 hits and an RBI. North Hall dropped a tough one 7-3 to White County last week as University of Georgia commitment Spencer Adams went the distance. Trojans actually took a 3-2 lead in the third, but the Warriors came back on them. Wade Phillips 2 for 3 for the Trojans in that one. Andrew Smith, Eli Gilmer, and Preston Graham scored for North Hall, and Jesse Strickland had an RBI. North Hall bounced back from that loss with a 7-3 win over Stevens County. Colton Duttweiler got the win, pitching 6 innings and allowing just 2 runs and 4 hits while striking out 3. Zach Mize also 2 for 3 from the plate for North Hall with a stolen base and a run scored. Griffin Olson also went 2 for 3, including a 2-run double, stolen base and a run scored. Phillips doubled and scored a run on Duttweiler's RBI single. And he and the Trojans clinched the sub-region title with a 14-0 pounding of West Hall. Wade Phillips got a rare start and won his second game of the year against 1 loss and only giving up 1 hit and striking out 6, including the last out of the game. Andrew Smith got on base all 4 times, scored 3 and drove in 2 and stole 2 bases. Adam Kelly had a 3-run homer, scored twice and stole 2 bases to help seal the deal. Now all of that sets up a rematch with Gainesville this coming Friday night at Ivy Watson. The game's supposed to start. It's a doubleheader, supposed to start at 4 o'clock. The games will start. And afterwards, after the game where they clinched their side of the sub-region, I had a chance to talk to Smith and Phillips.
Great night for you tonight, both for the team and for you, Andrew. Tell me about it.
Just came out, wanted to win. We needed the big win to clinch the sub-region. So we just started off hot and came right out after these guys.
Kind of stung a little bit to lose that one at the first of the week. Now you come back with back-to-back wins. Had something to prove a little bit,
yes,
huh?
Sir. We hadn't played good earlier in the week. I think we kind of had a hangover from Gainesville, but we really knew we had to bounce back in these next 2 games to reach the goal that we wanted to reach and get to where we wanted to get. And
get another crack at Gainesville now, huh?
Yes, sir. We want that rematch now, so I hope we'll get it.
What do you think about the job Wade did tonight? He pitched really well, didn't he?
Wade came out and battled for us. He came out, threw a lot of strikes, let the defense play, just competed all night, and that's what we need, to go into the region playoff and deep into the playoffs.
Well, again, you had a good night personally there. Got on base all the times that you were at bat, stole some bases tonight. Were you trying to make things happen?
Yes, sir. I had struggled lately in the past couple of games. I wanted to really come out and, get the spark club going for the team and, start us off playing hard and, let them know that we were coming to play today.
So how good are you guys?
We're really good. We're gonna make a really good run at this, and I think we'll surprise a lot of people.
Wade, you don't get a start very often, but they kind of needed you tonight, and you came out and performed well. How do you feel about what you did?
I felt good. I just knew I had to go out there and throw strikes, and I felt good warming up. I felt good past couple games when I've come in, so I just kept on doing what I've been doing the past couple games and threw strikes, and that's all we needed to do.
You needed this one, didn't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Clinch the sub-region. That's got to feel good. One of the goals has to be.
Yes, sir. It is. It's one of our big goals. We always want to play Gainesville again, but it always feels good to be at the top when you haven't had the season that you really wanted. But we're starting to bring it together, and and we're doing all right. So
you have to feel good about the way your defense played behind you, man.
Yes, sir.
And scored some runs for you.
Right.
And it's a whole different animal when you're pitching with a 7-run lead, huh?
Yes, sir. It's good to get that insurance, and you can just really go out there and relax, throw strikes, and just, like you said, let your defense work. And I know, I have confidence, full confidence in my defense. I know if they hit the ball hard or they put it in play, they're going to make an out. So,
Gainesville is awfully good, but anything happen in a short series, huh?
Oh, that's right. Anything can happen, and we're getting our full pitching staff back, so we're gonna try our best and take it to them.
In other baseball, Riverside picked up a big win as courtesy runner Yokito Pender broke for home on a squeeze play, which lacked the bunt element. He still slid under the tag for a 4-3 win over Prince Avenue Christian. Starter Drew Coffey struck out 6 before giving way to closer Jacob Harrison, who struck out 2 more to get the win. Harrison also finished 2 for 3 with 2 RBI and a run scored. Flowery Branch got a no-hitter from Brad Keller and a 1-0 win against Madison County. And the Branch followed that no-hitter with a 1-hitter from Chase Halsey. He also struck out 10 in a 7-0 win. Kelton DeVoe had a triple, double, and 5 RBI in that last game with Madison County. Drew Miles 2 for 3 with a double. We're back to wrap up this week's show in just a moment. Hall County Sports is brought to you in part by Green Ford on Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville. Check out the latest deals. And remember, when you go Green Ford. By Mountain View Auto Repair, a full-service shop for all of your automotive needs. Call Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair at 770-535-7278. And by McKelvey Road United Methodist Church. Visit us on McKelvey Road in Oakwood with 3 worship services every Sunday morning, Kids Town and adult small groups. McKelvey Road United Methodist Church is dedicated to transforming the world through the good news of Jesus Christ. We're back. We start the wrap-up with track and field, and before inclement weather forced the postponement of the Region 8 4A meet at Loganville High, Flowery Branch's Drew Garland competed in the 1,600-meter final and won that race, qualifying for the Quad A sectionals coming up in the process. And Garland made it a distance-running sweep by claiming the 3,200-meter championship. He ran a 9:51.95, breaking 10 minutes. He also ran a 4:31.6 in winning that 1,600 I told you about earlier. Austin Eckenroth in the pole vault and Alex Miller in the high jump also claimed gold medals for the Falcons at the meet in Loganville. Eckenroth clearing 16.8 in the pole vault. That's the 4th best vault in state history, currently tied for 3rd for the best high school vaulter in the entire nation. Austin Flowery Branch's 2nd athlete to make the all-time list for the state of Georgia. When she was at the Branch, current University of South Carolina standout Erica Rucker also achieved the 4th fastest time in the 400 meters at the 2011 Girls GHSA Championships. Branch girls also got a couple of seconds at the region meet this year. Kaylee Tanner, second in the pole vault at 7 feet even, and Catherine Randolph, second in the long jump at 17.7. At the 8 AAA boys meet, Whit Nix of North Hall won the 1600 in 4:33.86. Markel Woodard of Gainesville ran second, with Whit's Trojan teammate Bryce Schubert in third, and West Hall's Jimmy Galt fourth, all of them qualifying for the sectional meet. Also in 8 AAA, Amani Cross of North Hall won the shot at 47.11. Destin Bennett won the discus, and Luis Gonzalez was right behind Gainesville's Woodard in the 800, while he won the 3200, where Woodard ran second. Nate Simon second in the triple jump. Chester T's Brandon Thompson swept the dashes at 100 and 200 meters, and the Red Elephants won the 4x400 relay. As a team, the Trojans were second, just behind Oconee County. Now, on the girls' side at 8 AAA, West Hall actually won the girls' team title over Monroe area. Lanisha Kearse winning the 300 and 100 hurdles and running on the second place 4x100 and 4x400 relay teams, both of those teams finishing second, while she also placed 8th in the triple jump. Maia Booker ran second in the 100 while running on both relay teams, and Haley Hayes won the high jump. Now, the girls' 1600, Gainesville's Sarah Hayes ran second to White County's fine runner Jesse Dotson. Sarah would later win the 800-meter run. The Lady Elephants' Stacia Hopkins won the shot put ahead of Johnson's Brittany Green. Tiana Hill was second in the high jump, and Kiki Harris second in the pole vault for Gainesville, behind the winner in the pole vault for the girls, Gabriel Huffman of North Hall, and she also placed third in the 100 hurdles. Harper Seymour second for North Hall in the discus. At the 8 single A meet in Watkinsville, Riverside Skylar Toney made the highlight reel with a pole vault of 12.6. That was second, and he's qualified to move on to the sectionals on the 28th of April at the University of Georgia. In tennis, Flowery Branch swept North Hall 4-1, both boys and girls, and in the Region 8A tournament, Lakeview girls were eliminated by George Walton, but the Lakeview boys qualified for the state tournament by beating Athens Christian and losing to Athens Academy. The 8 AAA tournament finals hosted by Hall County at the Bobby Bailey Tennis Center at Alberta Banks Park in Flowery Branch, but no titles for our local folks this time. It was a sweep by Oconee County's teams. The Oconee County girls beat Gainesville 3-1, and the Warriors from Watkinsville beat the West Hall boys by that same score. Gainesville claimed the number 1 doubles spot as Morgan Mercer and Suzanne Smith won in straight sets, 6-3, 6-1. For the boys, Tatum Scroggs had the Spartans point with a 6-0, 6-0 win at number 3 singles. Earlier, Gainesville had knocked off Johnson, who in the day before had knocked off North Hall. The Lady Knights lost to Lanier in the third-place battle, and it was the Gainesville boys finishing third by beating Stevens County 3-1. All top 4 teams, boys and girls, will qualify for state. Flowery Branch's girls beat Salem 3-0, and the boys beat Loganville 3-1 in the 8 Quad A tournament. The Branch girls would eventually win the region title by beating Rockdale 3-1 in the semis and Heritage 3-1 for the championship. The number 1 doubles team of Durden Smith and Becky Benton and number 2 singles player Elizabeth Mallory all won in both of those matches. Falcon boys lost to Rockdale 3-1, but bounced back to beat Winder 3-0 to finish third in 8 Quad A. Okay, lots of action, and time now to name our athletes of the week. For the females, got to go back again to Lanisha Kearse. West Hall Track and Field, an outstanding meet at the region, and helped the Lady Spartans win the region championship. And for the males, Flowery Branch's baseball's Brad Keller for his no-hitter against Madison County last week. Okay, a little bit more stuff for you as we close it out. Some East Hall football players get a chance to continue their careers at the next level. Jeffrey Howard goes on to Emory and Henry University, while T.D. Teasley and C.J. White have signed on to play at the University of the Cumberlands. Closing out, some news for you runners. Some races coming up. The Spring Chicken Festival 5K is this Saturday. Starting at the Wild Wing Cafe parking lot downtown Gainesville, you can visit www.lanierrunningclub.org for details on that race. Again, that one's this Saturday. Now, on Sunday, May 6th, they'll start registration at Crows Lake just outside of Jefferson at 1 p.m. for the 2012 Race for Williams. That'll be a trail race to benefit victims of Williams syndrome, and that website is www.walk4williams.org, and the Walk for Williams is the numeral 4, walk4williams.org. And the 3rd annual Some Gave All 5K and Tot Trot is Saturday, May 12th at 5 o'clock in Lula. The race is in memory of Major Kevin Jenrette, killed in Afghanistan. For information, you can email somegaveall5k@gmail.com. That's our show for this week. Join us next week right here for more Hall County Sports. I'm Garry Glenn.